Welcome. Today's focus is going to be upper body. Of course, we will do lower body to our sleep. But we're going to focus a lot more on the upper body, so we're taking our energy focus, our mental focus toward our upper body, and focusing on those meridians, and especially run through the arms, the lung, and the lung and the heart. So we're going to start, and this is needed meditation, but if it's comfortable for your body, because it's all the meridians, all of our meridians are in our legs, we're going to start in Vajrasana. So sitting on your heels, if that's comfortable. If that's not comfortable in your body, place a block between your heels so you can less pressure on your feet. So find that position. And then once you're there, nice full inhale. And let it go. Allow yourself to arrive into the space, onto your mat, and into your body. Connecting with your surroundings, acknowledging the sounds, the smells, the temperature of the air. Acknowledge any other energies that are practicing with you or that might be in the room with you. Just allowing yourself to become more present with every passing. Just take a full inhale here. And let it go. Start to check in mentally and emotionally here. Those of us that are here in Saudi Arabia, at the end of our work week, kind of notice where your thoughts are bouncing around to, what emotions might be attached to those thoughts. Anything related to the work week, the work day. Just allow yourself to give each of those thoughts, those emotions, some validity. They did happen, they happened to you, they're real. And then see if you can let them go one by one. Anything that's a distraction, anything that's not in the positive thoughts for yourself. Give them a little loving kindness. Let them drift away. Seeing those thoughts and emotions that are going to help you and be positive in your life. Give those some loving kindness and maybe invite them in to stay. Invite them into your mind or into your heart, maybe into your body. Take a full inhale here. And let it go. Start to check in with that physical body today. Acknowledge how it's feeling. Acknowledge any areas of tenderness. Any injuries, any fatigue. Just be mindful of those areas as you start to settle into some stillness today. Knowing when to get to that certain edge, that edge of discomfort, you can sit with uncomfortably. But not going over that edge, not going into that area of danger, not pushing yourself into the woods to push your body. Really tapping into that body. We'll be getting into more sensations, noticing in the upper body, the shoulders, the arms, the mid to upper back, maybe even the back. That'll be our energy focus today, but we will be obviously targeting some meridians, legs, chakras, because we are seeing. Taking a full inhale here. And let it go. And just tune your awareness into your body, into what's happening with the energy in your body. This first seated position targets all the meridians in the body, they all run through the legs. Starting to energize that first and second chakra, the root chakra and the sacral chakra. That red and orange color. Maybe an intention for your practice has come to surface. Maybe you're just happy to be aware of the energy flowing. We'll set that intention as we open our practice to the sound. And bring your hands to press in front of your heart center. Exhale fully. In. As you exhale, slowly bring those hands down. Slowly bring yourself forward onto your hands and knees. Just kind of move those legs a little bit, maybe straightening them out, especially flexing through the ankle. Giving yourself a little movement here from that hold. So then once you've had a little reprieve from that pose, you're going to go into child's pose. So if you need, sometimes it feels good. I know I like to at the very beginning of child's pose. I like to sit back on a little blanket and then maybe even a block under that blanket. I like to make my knees wide. And then I like to start kind of up a little bit, so like on the elbows, just kind of letting my hips kind of adjusted. We'll be here for about 3 minutes. Just kind of checking in, dropping into those legs. As you feel more comfortable because our upper body is going to be up. Maybe you start to lengthen those arms out. Take them as wide or as narrow as you need. Let your head drop down either onto the floor, onto a block or a blanket. Just kind of notice those sensations that are happening from your wrist to your elbow, from your elbow to your side ribs, from your side ribs to your hips, hips to knees, knees to ankles. Tune that awareness into the back side of the body, the upper back, the back of the head, that low back area. Just feeling the energy on the back side of the body. Draw that awareness to the front side of the body, that body that is holding forward into your mat. Your arms, your head, your chest, your torso. That part of your body that meets your thigh. Your inner thighs. And the shins and the ankles and the tops of the feet that are pressing down into it. Acknowledging the energy that's happening in those areas here. If you can let go of any muscle energy. And everything goes soft. Full inhale here. And let it go. Slowly walk those hands back. And then slowly press yourself back up to those hands and knees. And again, in this class, grunting and groaning is totally appropriate. You will hear me do as much as I need. And then take any motions you might need, maybe point and press through those feet, maybe press the feet in. Maybe even drop those hips forward a little bit, stretching out the front of the body. Take any motions you might need here. Letting it go. And then from here, we're going to come into, you have a couple options. We're going to come into puppy pose. So puppy pose, instead of child's pose where our hips are back, puppy pose is with your hips right over your knees. And then your arms come out way farther forward and a little bit wider. And then you're dropping your forehead or your chin to the floor. It's a big stretch for the arms. It can be compromising for the low back. So if that's going to bother you, your option is going to be Sphinx pose. You're going to come down to your belly, elbows underneath your shoulders, and then maybe even a prop underneath your sternum to find Sphinx pose. So there are two options there. Good. Once you're there, try to relax the feet as much as possible. We're used to this being a more active pose. So let that heart melt down. Once your heart's melted down and something is touching the floor, see if you can relax the arms, maybe reach the arms further forward. Your hips are stacked on top of your knees. Let those shoulders kind of roll forward toward your ears. Just a nice deep breath here. Breathing into that upper back. What feels upper? My arms. Take a moment. As far as your edges. Good. As your edge does dissipate in the arm, take a slide the fingers forward, sending the hips back, and relax. Tuning that awareness into those sensations in the top of the body. Meridians affected here, the spleen, the stomach, kidney, the gallbladder. And if those arms are lengthening forward out, so sucking the heart into lung meridian. Those in puppy pose. You have the chakras of that heart chakra, your fourth chakra, your fifth chakra, and the throat. That sixth chakra, your third eye chakra, all being stimulated here. About 1 more minute here. This is one of those poses where a lot of stuff comes up, a lot of discomfort comes up, and it's that urge to move and fidget does happen. See if you can breathe just one more breath. I'm trying to get you one. Breathe one more breath. One more breath. I'm taking a full inhale here. Let it go. You're going to allow those elbows to drop to the ground if you're not there already, and slide yourself forward onto your belly, all the way down. Maybe rest your forehead on your hands if you want to keep your spine neutral. If you're okay to turn your head to one side, let your head drop to one side, let the arms come by your side. And just relax down into that body. If you need a little relief for your lower back, take your right knee out to the side, bend it, kind of like a little half frog pose. That's going to give you a little relief in the low back. And then taking that right leg and straightening it again, turn the left leg out to the side. And if you have your head to one side, turn it the opposite way. Just notice the sensations in the body here, that upper back, the arms, maybe the low back. And then as you're ready, straightening that left leg, taking some time, no rush, make your way up to seated. Take any movements you need to let go of that relaxed pose. We're going to come to seated. You may or may not need any blanket or prop underneath your hips to keep all those feels in your body. We're going to go into shoelace pose. So like I said, we are going to definitely target some meridians in the legs. So with our shoelace pose, your right leg is going to come up. Notice how that feels. If you know that your bottom leg can come under, bring that bottom leg. If you don't feel it still, heels go forward. If you still can't feel it, it goes up on the left. So just sitting kind of marinates in this edge for yourself. The other one. Yeah. We'll take that one off. There you go. Yep, you're married. It's not good. Okay. It is. We are going to eventually be using our arm. So if you are not using a block, and maybe you might need a block, you place that block over on the right side. Just there. And from here, we're going to go into a twist. So twist toward your top. Let that back arm, your left arm, sort of hang over the leg. Just kind of anchor yourself into the twist. And then that back arm, if it feels okay, you're going to slide the back of your hand across your lower back. Maybe your forearm touches the lower back. And resting there. So we're getting into those arms. And then you have options for your neck. If you want to continue the twist, maybe you're looking back over that back shoulder. Maybe your chin comes to your chest. Or maybe you look forward. So whatever you do on this side, try to remember kind of what you did, especially if you're looking forward to back. What you did on this side to do the same on the other side. You just kind of notice the similarities. Here we're getting into that kidney and the liver meridian. Those are run along the outside of the liver. The gallbladder and the urinary bladder, those run along the inside of your kidney. And then also into the heart and lung meridians that are run along the arm. Slowly bring your head back. Take those arms out and bring them back to neutral. Lengthening up through the spine, just pausing there. Notice if you need a deeper edge with your legs, allow that to happen. And then we're going to lean toward the right. So I like to just have my block there. I usually like to lean my elbow on my block. There are different heights that you have. So you're finding that side stretch here. So lean to the side. Again, targeting the heart and lung meridians that are along the sides. And then you're going to drop your head toward your head toward the shoulder. If it's too much to keep your chin kind of neutral, drop your chin toward the ground. And then that top hand, your left hand has a couple options. That left hand can come over your ear so to accentuate that side stretch. As you just kind of let the arm hang over your head. Or if you want to continue into a little shoulder stretch, find that little half spine to be coming through. It all depends on what's going to feel best in your body today. Settle in there, find some stillness in that head. Be mindful not to go into that area of pain, that sharp stabbing sensation. A dull ache, something that's uncomfortable, but not so uncomfortable that you can't sit with it. Slowly bring that top arm down and over or out from behind you. And then slowly press yourself out. Pausing there, noticing those sensations. And from here, we're going to go into eagle arms. We're going to start off with just a simple pump. So taking your right arm over your left. Give yourself a big hug to the surface. Good. Rock a little bit. Just kind of move that spine for a moment. And then find some stillness. Lift the elbow. So this might be your pose. You might feel this in your shoulders, your half here, stay here. Some of you might be able to go a bit deeper, keeping the elbows crossed. Just lift the fingers up and then press the backs of the palms to each other. So we're not trying to bring palms together. We're just pressing the backs of the palms together. Fingers are reaching, feeling that energy lifting, you can lift the elbow. Definitely targeting those heart and lung meridians and the arms here. Bringing some more nourishment underneath the shoulder blades, the shoulders. And your next exhale, slowly release those arms down. And just pausing there. So you can stay upright, or you can start to lengthen forward, whatever's going to feel best to your body. So whatever's going to feel best, go into that position. Pause there for another 45 seconds. Noticing the sensations in the upper body. We know we feel the lower body, but you really bring your awareness and your attention to that upper body. Maybe finding a little bit more energy flowing after those poses. You can full inhale here. Let it go. You're folded forward, slowly make your way back up to seated. And then mindfully bring those legs out, starting with the top leg, and the bottom leg. And you have the option, you can stay in a little tuck position if that's going to feel best to begin, or straighten the legs. Take a couple cleansing breaths, let it go. Maybe you tap in and notice if you feel that energy flowing through the legs. And then take any motions you need to let that pose go. Maybe you do some windshield vipers, maybe it's pointing flexing the feet. And then as you're ready, we'll transition to the second side. Left leg will come over the right. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe left leg stays over the top. If you're happy, you're targeting meridians, you feel it. Like my instructor always used to say, you're feeling, you're doing it. You have all these little corners. I won't repeat them all, but I like that state. He's the one that also says nothing. He likes to cook a lot, so sometimes he'll do that. So settle in here. Find this first little moment of stillness, this first edge for your head, so that you can focus more on the upper back as you start to move. It's your time to get into and find that stillness of the legs, that foundation. Then slowly start to rotate yourself toward that fencing, that top leg. And then just kind of that right arm is just going to kind of anchor yourself into a twist, which is kind of heavy in there. Then that backhand, if it feels okay, slide it around behind you, getting into the shoulders. And again, your choice, wherever you went before, either looking back, looking neutral, drawing down, or looking forward. Shoelace pose gets into the first and second chakras again. It's a nice grounding pose. Dropping down. And as we start to move through our upper body, especially in this pose, get into that third and fourth chakra. That third chakra is solar plexus. It's right there below the belly button. And that heart chakra right in the middle of our chest. Those colors of green and yellow. Yellow for the solar plexus, green for the heart. Slowly allow your arms to come back to center, and your spine back to center. Pause there for a moment. Then going into that side stretch, your block is on your left side, and you need it, place it on your left side. And then start to lean to that left any little bit. Arm can be straight, elbow can be bent, whatever your edge is. And then again, either dropping the ear toward the shoulder with your chin lifted, or allow that chin to drop, whatever's going to be best in your body. And then that right arm is either going behind you or up and overhead. So accentuating that side stretch. Really getting into that fascia that wraps around our torso. With so much of that little webbing-like tissue that's in there, and a lot of it doesn't move a lot because we live on a very linear plane, forward and backward. We don't do a lot of side bends or twists. So this pose and this upper back movement that we're doing here, these last couple arm movements, really get into that area and start to bring the new nutrients to that area. Help bring them some fluids to make them more pliable. Allow yourself to move a little bit better with you. Your next exhale, slowly bring that right arm back to center. And then slowly press yourself up to center. Adjust as needed. Sometimes energy shifts and you need to shift. And then going into that eagle arm. So bringing your left arm on top of your right arm. Give yourself a big hug to start. Maybe rock from side to side. Feeling the shoulders there. And then lift the elbows. Maybe you stay here. This is your pose, this feels over you. Maybe those elbows start to link, and then your arms start to reach and send the energy up through the fingers. Maybe lift the elbows slightly. Draw the back of your head away from your arms and your little bit. Just kind of notice the sensations in the shoulders. The back of the body to the front of the body. Restricting the front of the body, opening the back side. So you can feel that energy. Notice any sensations your breath creates. And on your next exhale, allow those arms to release. And again, you can either stay upright or you can start to fold forward any little bit. If your head doesn't quite make it down to your knee, you always have a block, you have fists. Or you can just drop your chin to your chest. See if you can kind of acknowledge what's happening in the upper body. As you know that lower body is getting a little bit more of that edge. Just taking a full inhale here. And let it go. Slowly curl the spine up and down. And very mindfully bring those legs out. Oh, oh, oh. Either stay in a tuck or lengthen the legs out. Take a few cleansing breaths. Y'all should have heard me during my training. I'm glad I was here by myself on mine. I'm going to take in any emotions that feel good, so let that go. Not a good kidney and liver action going on. All right, our next one, again, we're going to target the upper body, but there's definitely some lower body stuff going on. We're going to go into a seated figure 4, but then our arms are going to start to walk back. So I'm going to show you kind of what the end kind of body movement might be. So we're going to start with our right leg on top. And then this, you can adjust however is going to feel best to you. Your hands will be behind you. Your elbows are going to be locked. Right? If that does not feel good in your body, you can suspend them, right? We want them locked with stacked in your bones, so you don't have to use your energy. And then if it feels good, you're going to just start to slide your hips closer to your foot. That's going to target a lot more of those meridians here. Then you have options of dropping the chin, lifting the head, or dropping the head back. So there's different options here. This one's a little bit more intense. If it gets to be too much, you can always bend your elbows, walk the elbows back, and be here. So that's another option that you have. So right leg over the left. And then just bend the foot until your foot goes flat. Or bend the knee, your foot goes flat. And then start to walk your hips forward. Maybe walk the hands back. Right, so you feel that stretch just kind of from here through your armpit down your arm. And again, if this is going to be too much in your wrists or your elbows, drop the elbows down, but squeeze the elbows back and in. And then notice where you want to put your head. Down, neutral, or back. And then settle in. We'll only be here 3 minutes because it's a pretty intense pose. We have really not done this. See if you can go inward. Notice where your thoughts are dancing to. Try to stay with those sensations in the arms. Another minute here. Taking a full inhale. Let it go. So come out of it, walk that bent knee out first. Bring the leg out, and then either walk yourself up. Ooh, and stay upright. And let's see how it feels, or if you feel Shavasana is a better place to let go. Wow. But remember, we do have a second one. So wherever's going to feel best to help you let go. Time notice the sensations in the chest, in the arms. Do you feel any energy start to move? And then knowing we're going back to target those arms again. Maybe start to do a little movement in there. Maybe roll the wrists, bend and straighten the elbows. And then as you're ready, if you're on the ground in Shavasana, bring yourself back up. And then slowly start to take that left leg over your right. Start to bend that right knee until the foot's on the ground. And then start to walk the hands back. Good, maybe drop to the elbows and maybe start to walk the hips toward the heel. Good. And then deciding what's best for your neck. And then settle into that stillness. A lot of meridians being targeted, especially that part of the lung. Run through those arms. The kidney and the liver, start activating the outer hip again. The gallbladder and the urinary bladder on the back side of the body. The stomach and the spleen on the front side of the body.
Should the chest be kind of neutral or open?
Just neutral. So they can even like go concave if that's more or less energetic for you. The chakras that we are stimulating, definitely the first and the second, that root chakra, that sacral chakra. And also the fourth and the fifth, that heart chakra, the throat chakra. About 31 seconds. Taking a full inhale here. And let it go. Allow that bent knee to straighten first. And then release the top leg. And then walk the hands in and either sitting all the way up or reclining all the way back. Our next pose will be on our back. So that might feel good to go all the way down right now. But do what feels best to you so that you feel those sensations. Notice the energy through the arms, through the chest, back, and neck. Our next pose we're going to go into is a twist. So for right now, just get rid of that last pose. And again, wrists and ankles, sorry, draw your wrists in circles, bend and straighten those arms. Then maybe roll the shoulders a little bit. Letting that go. So our twist, we're going to go in a little bit differently. If you want to continue to target the kidney and the liver meridians that run along the side of your hips, you'll do a little cross legs. We're going to really focus on that upper body, right? We're going to focus on the upper body as our twist. So you're going to roll yourself over to one side, maybe the best side, so that you can see what I'm doing with my body. So you can kind of see that. So roll over to one side, like all the way over on that one side. Let your arm be a pillow for right now. So your legs will be bent. If you want to go into targeting that outer hip a little bit more, you're going to tuck your bottom knee under or on top of your top knee. So your top knee's down, your bottom knee is up. So just kind of rounds it down. Yep, so your top knee, right? Your bottom knee is going to slide on top of it. Yep, so slide that bottom knee on top of the back. There you go. So you go. And then from there, you're going to take that left arm and you're going to sweep it up overhead and over to the left. It's probably just going to kind of hang out there. It's not going to go far. So we're definitely targeting that area. If it's too much edge, slide a block under your shoulder, slide a block under your elbow, maybe draw your blanket next to you. So you're just kind of opening up, and if it feels okay, take that right arm extended wide. So your knees are gonna stay on the ground. So see if you can really anchor those knees down. And just let that upper body find the twist. Again, focusing on that upper body. You might need a little bit more props than normal here. Allowing that twist to come from the upper body. Moving into what is best for you here. Finding that stillness. And then here, just kind of really play with that breath a little bit. Notice as you inhale, the different sensations through the spine. And as you exhale, notice the sensation in the shoulders. If you feel too much edge in that low back, take the knees a little bit closer to your chest, just slide them up. If you feel any little tingling in your fingers, maybe your fingers start to go to sleep, it just means that brachial nerve that goes across the front of your chest into your arms is just a little pinched under your collarbone. So just kind of slide that arm down a little bit or up toward your head a little bit, just to give it a little bit more space. You might even need to bend your elbow and place your fingers on your shoulder. That usually kind of helps out. Few more moments here. Taking a full inhale. And let it go. Slowly take that top arm, bring it all the way back over to your laying on your side. Unwind the legs if you have intertwined them. And just kind of curl yourself up into a little ball for a moment. Let the spine reset. Just kind of notice the sensations in the top side of your body, the side that is up toward the sky, toward the ceiling. And then as you're ready, make your way onto your back. Just pause there, either knees bent or legs straight. Again, just notice if you feel any sensations of energy moving. Anything that might have felt stuck or stagnant. Maybe it has a little bit more energy, a little bit more heat. And then when you're ready, roll yourself all the way over to your other side. Bend your knees, let your arm be a pillow. And then again, you can stay here if you want a little bit more edge for those legs. That top knee is going to lift so that that bottom knee can slide onto your calf. Until your knees are grounding down, and then take that top hand and open it out. And again, you might need a little bit of props behind you. Maybe you might feel that you already have a little bit more openness, a little bit more range of motion because that fascia has been stretched and nourished along the torso. Settle into your stillness here. Arms are reaching wide if it feels good, targeting those meridians of the heart and lung. Getting into that sideways of the kidney and the liver. With the compression of our inner thighs, we're getting to the gallbladder, the urinary bladder. And finding that twist, we're getting into the spleen and the stomach. Almost all of the chakras are being nourished with this pose. That seventh chakra, the top of the head, could be stimulated. You bring that awareness to your body, really being acutely aware of that energy flowing up and down the spine. Maybe envisioning the red pouring into the orange, pouring into the yellow, to the green, the blue, that indigo, the forehead, and that bright white at the top of the head. And all the chakras being nourished here with this pose, allowing them to find their energy to move as they need to move, to help balance you out. About 1 more minute here. Full inhale here. Let it go. Taking that top arm, bring it all the way back over so you're laying on your side. And then if your legs have been intertwined, untangle them. Bring them resting so that you're just in a little ball here. Noticing the energy on that top side of your body. And then as you're ready, make your way back onto your back. Pausing there, either legs straight or knees bent. Again, just noticing the energy that's happening in your body, the areas that are feeling a little bit more open, a little bit more nourished with the movement that we did, the stillness that we found. And check in with that mental state, that mental and emotional body. Notice if there's been any shifts. Notice if there's anything still distracting you, and see if you can give that a little extra loving kindness and send it away. As you're ready, Start to bring any movements into the body to let go of that practice, to allow yourself to settle into your final resting position here. It can be seated, it could be on your side, it can be on your belly, it can be on your back. So just finding a few more minutes of stillness here. Allowing yourself just to surrender, allow yourself to melt into your mat. Maybe even take a few extra sighs out the mouth, so let the jaw relax, the shoulders. Just let go of anything that's lingering, any tension, any stagnant energy. Just scan over the body for a few moments. Allow yourself to be curious about what's happening in the body, the different energy that's happening now compared to the beginning of practice. Not only in your body, but also in your mind. Maybe you can start to feel that energy from those meridians. It's coursing just underneath the skin, from your toes, up through your legs, your torso, up from your fingers, through your arms, to your shoulders, through the neck, the back of the head, and then into the face. And then reversing all that back down from the head, the neck, the shoulders, down the arms to the fingers, down the torso, to the hips, the legs, all the way back down to the toes. Maybe feeling that energy of the chakras along your spine. Just allowing yourself to be here with your body. Take a few more moments here. I'll bring you out of Shavasana. 3 bells. Take rest. Wow, that next breath is coming in 53rd. On your next breath, start to bring some movement to the fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. And moving up to the arms and legs, to any movements you need to. And your next breath, take it in a little bit deeper. Maybe reach the arms back. Maybe windshield wiper or hug the legs in, whatever's going to feel best in your body here. And then taking some time, roll yourself over onto your left side. Pause there. Just keeping this calm, keeping this grounded feeling, this awareness with you. Slowly start to press yourself up to seat. Once you found that comfortable seat, just pause there for a moment. Hands can either be down on the thighs or maybe palms up. And then as you inhale, take your shoulders up toward your ears, just squeeze them up. And then as you exhale, draw them down and back. Lift up through the spine, draw the chin slightly back toward your neck. Find this nice long spine here. And just for a few moments, allow yourself to be in the space, on your mat, and in your body. When you're breathing in, notice you are breathing in. As you breathe out, notice you are breathing out. Acknowledge any energy shifts, not only physically, but also mentally. Invite those in, keep those with you as you shift off your mat into your evening and weekend ahead. Knowing this calm, this space is always just a breath away. Allow your hands to come to your heart center. We'll close the practice with the sound of Om. Exhale forward here. Inhale. Bow your head slightly. Taking a moment, think of one thing in your life you truly are grateful for. Hold on to that image in your mind's eye as you breathe. Thank you for being here. Namaste. Have a beautiful evening and weekend ahead.